Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining me on Sunday. It's Father's Day. I hope you're all well wherever you are. And I hope things are cooling down a little bit in the States. I know it's been hot in some parts of the country over there. So great. Tell me where you're from, where you're watching from. Let me know how you're doing. I see we have Dennis saying hello and happy Father's Day. Hi, Dennis. And Jean-Marie Pulsinato. Happy Father's Day to you too. Yeah, well, it's kind of a bit of a gray day here in County Clare, but it's real comfortable. It's about 18 degrees Celsius, which is mid 60s roughly. And the wildflowers, of course, are blooming all over the country. It's just so nice to be able to be out and see these little dots of color in the perpetual green here. It's really, you know me, I'm a flower child. Hey, Nancy, how are you? Nice to see you here with us. I've got a few things to share with you this afternoon. I've been doing a lot of exploring around castles. There have been some wonderful weather days, and my cousin Frank Murphy and I have been running out around the County Clare countryside, taking in a lot of castles for a project that I'm working on. So I put together a few video clips to share with you on those trips. They're not real long, but I think you'll enjoy them. To me, the history around the castles here is just really fascinating. Let's see. Boy, I'm really excited that we're just about at 50,000 fans on my Facebook page. And, that's a golden number to me, especially because this is my 50th year as a photographer and artist. So I've got some great things planned for that. We're just shy of maybe 600, 700 people to hit that 50,000 mark. So hopefully that'll happen real soon. Well, let's see here. Another thing I wanted to mention is that I'm very grateful to those of you who have bought me virtual coffees. Very much appreciated. Ireland is a very expensive place to live, so your support means a lot. And hopefully, when you make it over here, we'll be able to sit down and have coffee here in Kildisert. Okay, so keep me in your plans when you're coming over. Great. So can everybody hear me okay? Just pop a note in the comments. I always worry that I'm talking to myself here. I see comments that you can see me, so. Hello, Kelly. Happy Father's Day to you too. Yeah, it was really a great morning for me here. Um, I have a son who lives in Mexico, and we talk every day. We talk morning and evening. He does a lot of work for me and helps me out with things. And we were talking this morning, and I hope he doesn't mind me sharing this, but it was very touching. He, as we were ending our conversation, he says, "Wait, I want to tell you something." And I thought, "Oh, what's up?" And he says, "Thank you for everything. Happy Father's Day." So that was a great way to start the day. Anyway, I appreciate that so much, and I hope all of the fathers out there are feeling the love as well. I mean, my father's been gone for many years, and every day I'm still learning lessons and appreciating lessons that he taught me. So anyway, that's my Father's Day spiel for the day. Uh, Great. So look, we've got a number of people on here right now. So I'm going to go ahead and start showing you some of these videos of the castles that I've been to, because I think they're kind of cool. They're all drone images, so they're different views than what you would ordinarily see. And some of these castles, I was really surprised to find them. They're not real popular. They're off the beaten path. So I think you'll get a kick out of them. And one of them turns out to be my own ancestral castle. So I'll enjoy showing you that as well. The first one I'm going to tell you about is called Tir McBran Castle. It's up near Lake Inchiquin in County Clare. And it's a ruin, and it's really amazing because the way it rises out of the countryside, it looks just like the Mayan pyramids rising out of the jungles in Central America. It's quite a striking view, and you'll see that from the video. It originally was apparently a O'Brien Castle, and it was built before 1570, most likely in the late 1400s, possibly the late 1300s. And according to a list of castles in County Clare, it was already a ruin by 1570. So it's pretty amazing that the walls still stand. In any case, let me get started with that one. And in the meantime, chime in and let me know in the comments how you're doing. This is Tir McBran Castle. Yeah, just a short, sweet little visit to that castle. I was there a few years ago with a friend, and we were actually able to get inside, but now it's completely overgrown. But you can see it has some absolutely beautiful views all around the countryside. And what fascinates me is the way nature starts to take over these structures. There are little red valerian flowers starting to grow out of the walls. But yeah, 500 years old, amazing, really amazing. So people are strangely quiet today. Not seeing a whole lot of comments. There's Dennis. Dennis says, "Hear you just fine. I live in Tampa and it's very warm. Looking forward to visiting." Great, Dennis. Hope travel can resume soon. And Oh, this is nice. Nancy says she was crying because my son's words meant so much. Yeah, yeah, that was very special. And we have Joanne. Hey, Joanne, how are you doing? Another overcast day over there, too, huh? Well, great. And there's Patsy from South Carolina, or Peggy, I'm sorry. Hello, Peggy. Nice to have you here. Wonderful. Well, yeah. Now, the next castle I'm going to show you is a beautiful castle that's been restored, and it's actually available for rent as an Airbnb. Um, I've not been inside personally. I've looked at a lot of the photos on their website, and it's really been nicely done up. The castle it's called Bally Portree Castle. It's also in County Clare. And it's a 15th century Gaelic tower house that was restored in 1960 by an American architect. And now, if you know about castles and histories, you'll know that they didn't have a lot of creature comforts. Fireplaces, of course, kept them warm. There were no bathrooms, no showers. And this place has been restored with underfloor heating. It's got 2 bathrooms and showers. It's got a fridge freezer, dishwasher, and a 6-burner gas range. So I'm sure the people who built the place would be shocked to find it in such good um, comfort these days. In any case, it has 6 floors. The top has a great hall with the dining room, and there's a second kitchen up there. I was thinking about this while I was going over these details, and if you had a great hall with a dining room on the top floor of a 6-floor castle, you can only imagine how difficult it might have been for servants to carry food all the way up the winding staircase, right? So this place has a second kitchen to serve the great castle, the great hall up above. It was also an O'Brien castle, and reportedly was used by the Taoiseach of the O'Brien clan. That would be the deputy leader or the deputy chief of the clan. And yeah, the name Valley Portree means the place of the harpists. So it would have been interesting back in those days to hear the sounds of harps coming out through the walls and into the surrounding forest. Anyway, here is Valley Portree Castle. Hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, I really like that place, and I'm looking forward to finding a time to go visit and perhaps do some videoing inside. Um, just so you know, that castle as a rental, you can rent the whole castle for about 3,000 euro a week. It's actually, let's see, it's 29.50 euros most of the year, but in July and August, it's 3,400 euros for up to 8 guests. So that would be a really great place to spend a special occasion. Yeah, that's Valley Portrait Castle. Now back to the comments. We have, let's see, Betty from Wisconsin, USA. Hello, Betty. Thanks for joining us. We've got Vicky from Mississippi, where it's sunny and hot. I'm glad you're having a nice day. We've got Janet from Waltham, Massachusetts. Very hot. She says escaping the castles is a nice way to get away. I agree. One of the nice things about these castles is that because they have such thick stone walls, they moderate the heat and the cold much better. So you can have a pretty comfortable environment inside once you get the stonework stabilized and heated up. Joanne says, beautiful. Thank you, Joanne. Appreciate it. And Margaret, hello, Margaret. Amazing. Thanks. And here's Mobile, Alabama. Catherine, nice to have you here. Thank you. And Nancy says, I can't take my eyes off it. Yeah, the last castle, Valley Portrait, is so beautifully restored. Yeah, I only learned about it in the last week or two because it's not typically on the tourist radar, and I've been working on a project involving castles. That's all I'll say for now. Okay, Beth, how are you? My pleasure. Beth's in Florida. I'll bet you're having a beautiful Florida weather. Great. Joanne says she's descended from the O'Briens, and her clan was from County Mayo. Great. Lots of O'Briens here. In fact, the majority of the castles that I've found have been O'Brien castles for the most part at one point or another. The castles changed hands during different battles, but some of the fanciest, nicest castles here, including Dromoland Castle, where the G8, back when it was the G8 convention of world leaders, was held at the Dromoland Castle, and that was originally an O'Brien castle. So, yeah. Hey, it's Dr. Tony. How are you, Tony? It's nice to have you here. Thank you for joining. Great. Well, now look, the next castle is a special one. And I didn't know about this castle until just last week. It's a castle called Ballygriffy Castle. And my great-grandmother was a Griffin. Her surname was Griffin, sometimes called Griffy. And this particular castle was the headquarters of the Griffin clan back when it was built. Near as I can figure, in the probably around the 1300s, 1400s. So it was really exciting to find this place. And if you saw the photo that I posted the other day with the horse, there was a really wonderful horse there in the field around the castle. It was very friendly and very photogenic as well. So let's see. Yeah, the original name in Irish was, and I'm probably going to massacre the pronunciation, but it's something like Ogripa. And like most Irish names, they were anglicized over time and became Ogrifi, Ogrefa, or Griffa. Now, in later centuries, that became Griffin or Griffy. Uh, One of the things that really intrigues me about this castle as well is that I learned a little more family history. The name, the Griffin name, was actually based on the Irish word for griffon, which is I guess it was a mythical creature. If you saw the Harry Potter movies, you'd know that the giant seemed like a giant bird horse thing was a griffin, and they're very feisty. And so the name O'Griffin or O'Griffa meant like a griffin, feisty. And I'll have to tell you, I have the Irish temper to prove it, which I'm keeping under control. Anyway, here is the beautiful Ballygriffy Castle. Whoops, what happened? Oh no. I'm afraid after telling you all of that about my wonderful castle, I apparently didn't upload it. Well, I'm going to upload it right now, and we'll take a look at it here in just a minute. So let's go back and look at some of the comments. We've got some new comments in here. Would I consider, from Dennis, would I consider Paradise a castle or just a large home? Well, in the strictest sense of castles, no. Paradise would just be a large country house. It did have the appearance of a castle with the kinds of pointed domed roofs and that sort of thing, but it was the construction of Paradise was more along the lines of decorative. Most of the castles, the places I refer to as castles, at least in this period of time, in the medieval period, were defensive more than anything, and didn't become decorative until 1600s, 1700s. And then after that, you get the full-blown giant buildings, that were really fancy, but weren't primarily defensive in nature. And Dr. Tony, I'm having a great day, Tony. Thank you. Appreciate it. And home, huh? Okay. Joanne says, oh, yeah, the griffin-like creatures in churches. Yeah, interesting. Now I've got a whole other area I want to start looking into with my family history. It's exciting. Great. Now let's see. I think we have our video. Yeah, here we go. This is Ballygriffy Castle. Well, there we are. There's home sweet home. Great. Well, do I have any questions? Any questions you want me to answer? Drop them in the comments here. In the meantime, I want to tell you about a little celebration I have planned. I mentioned quite some time back that I wanted to do something special for my 50th anniversary in photography and reaching close to 50,000 fans now. And so I've set up what I'm going to be calling the Moods of Ireland Pot of Gold giveaway. And I'll be launching it in the next few days. So if you're on my mailing list in my clan, then you'll receive a notice about it. And then I'll start mentioning it to everyone else everyone else on the page. But it's going to be the biggest giveaway I've ever done. The first thing I'm going to give away is just one big grand prize consisting of three things. The first part of the prize, which is by far the most valuable, is I'm going to be giving away a specially created limited edition print. It's a one of one. The winner will be the only owner of this print, this image, ever. And that's going to be the main prize. And I'm going to create it especially based on the winner's personal requests. So it's going to be a pretty special item. And again, won't be sold anywhere else. You might see it in my portfolio just as an example image, but it's not going to be available to anyone else. So that's in the art business, in my business, that's a pretty big deal. So the second prize is, and I know a lot of chocolate lovers are going to like this, I'm doing a special box of Irish goodies, things that you can't get or you don't usually have over in the States. It'll be a box of Tato crisps and Cadbury chocolate and Butler's chocolate and Irish biscuits and Barry's tea. And I'm going to put that together and send that out to the winner as well. And the last part of this grand prize, I mean, you can't have a pot of gold giveaway without gold, right? So I'm going to give you your very own ingot of gold. Now, this is a gold-plated ingot, so it's not solid gold. I'm an artist. I couldn't afford solid gold. But you'll see it's inscribed with my motto, "See beauty everywhere." And you'll be getting this in the mail as well. It's heavy. And it's got a serial number on the back, too. It's 250 grams. So all of that is going to go to one lucky winner. And again, I'll be announcing it on Tuesday or Wednesday. And the giveaway will run for 2 weeks. You'll be able to get a lot of extra entries by sharing my work, commenting, posting, all that sort of thing. And I think it's going to be fun. I'm really excited about it. And hey, what better way to celebrate, huh? Let's see. Joanne says, "Hey, what a beautiful prize. How beautiful a prize. Wow. Yeah, I thought the total value is over $500. So it's a pretty good deal. And hopefully you guys will understand and accept my appreciation for following me, supporting me all this time. It's been quite humbling. I mean, I never thought I'd end up with 50,000 fans and, be doing all of these things. And yeah, thank you very much. Dennis asks, Dennis, have you done any DNA tests? If you've done a DNA test, contact me with the results through GEDmatch, and we'll compare and see if we're actually related there. In fact, anybody else, I've been getting into this genealogy by DNA, and it sounds kind of weird, but because most of the records here in Ireland were destroyed after about 1850, 1860, or any records before 1850 or 1860 were destroyed, it's really hard to trace back very far. And it's been quite interesting to use DNA. There are a number of groups online and in Facebook that compare DNA and match people up. I've found a couple of different people who are DNA matches to some degree, and it's a great way to fill in a lot of the blanks. It's really, really fascinating. So if you get a chance to do that, highly recommend it. A lot of fun too, really. Let's see. Mark says, Tato Crisps is the star prize. Oh, well, thanks, Mark. Glad you like it. If you win, I'll get you a case. How's that? Joanne says, awesome. YR sauce. YR sauce. I don't know what that is. Tell me what it is there, Deborah, and maybe we'll add that to the box. Great. So good. Any other comments? Any other questions? Happy to answer anything you might have along. Mark says, a picture of Bunratty. Yeah, well, that could certainly be done, Mark. In fact, that's on my list to get down there in the next couple of weeks. I've got some things I want to do there. Great. Joanne says her family's been doing the DNA too. Oh, great. Yeah, it's fun. It's really interesting. One of my situations is that my great grandfather on my mother's side, who was a Murphy, was born in Kilkenny, but he and his siblings and widowed mother left Ireland when he was still a child, 6 or 8 years old. And it's been difficult to find information on him. And I've found some DNA matches of other people who have these Murphy connections. We haven't been able to trace everything completely together yet, but it's really exciting. It's really like finding little nuggets of gold. Great. Nancy says, oh, thank you, Nancy. Oh, yeah. Nancy, you mentioned something that's important here. Right now on the internet, there are situations with more popular pages where these people, I don't know, I guess I just have to call them weirdos, come in and they look at pictures of the people who are commenting, and then they leave a comment like, oh, you're beautiful, I want to be your friend, send me a friend request. Well, I have a system set up to essentially block that stuff right away. It doesn't always work. So if you ever see that when you're on my page, don't answer it. Just, don't answer it. Send me a message. I'll make sure it gets blocked and we won't be bothered by these people again. That's it's disconcerting, but it's part of internet life right now. So great. Nancy says she's from Delaware. Oh, great. Joanne, Ballymac, Kilkenny. Interesting. And then here we have Dennis again. Oh, thank you, Dennis. Well, yeah. Dennis hits it right on the head. If you've never been to Ireland, you'll know what I'm saying when you get here. But 9 times out of 10, you're probably already feeling the pull to come to Ireland. When you walk on Irish soil, it's a very special thing, especially if you have family and ancestors from here. And for me to be able to live nearby my great-grandparents' farm, to be great friends with my cousins, and to go places where my great-grandparents, my grandmother walked it's indescribable. It's really an amazing thing. And if you haven't had that experience, I hope you get to, and I hope things do open up real soon for traveling. There should be some great announcements coming out now in the next couple of weeks about travel. And what I'm hearing is that it's very likely that if you've been vaccinated and completely vaccinated with both shots, chances are you'll be able to come into Ireland without having to quarantine, without having to take any tests. You just have to have proof of your vaccinations. So that means, provided the airlines are in step and flights start coming back, people might be able to start coming back here in the fall. But the caveat to that is that the situation could change at any moment. Right now, the UK had to close down again because of variant D, the Indian variant of the coronavirus. And so they had to delay their full reopening. And it's certainly been a disappointment for a lot of people, but public health has to rule there. In any case, we'll keep our fingers crossed and hope we can get moving on with enjoying the Irish life and sharing it. Nancy says she has Irish roots and got to be here. That's great, Nancy. And she also says, I was right. Very special experience indeed. Well, great. Wonderful. So folks, I guess we're going to go ahead and close it down here. And again, thank you for spending some time with me on Father's Day. And I hope you enjoyed this little glimpse into the countryside. And we'll do this again soon. Keep your eyes out for the email about the Moods of Ireland Pot of Gold giveaway. I really am excited about that, and I think you will be too. So with that, I think we will go ahead and say goodbye. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it.